Hello everyone, this is YVR. Welcome to YVR Maths Tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss some problems or applications on exponential functions. To understand this concept, you should know the basic definition and the basic properties of indefinite integral. If you did not watch my earlier classes, follow the links from description cards. To understand the concept clearly, watch this video till the end. Let's begin this class with some problems on exponential functions. Since we already know the derivatives of some standard exponential functions, we can now write the indefinite integrals of corresponding derivatives using the fundamental rule. First of all, what is the fundamental rule? See here, d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. Then capital F of x is called antiderivative of small f of x. This can be written as integral small f of x dx is equal to capital F of x plus c on an interval I. Based on this fundamental rule, I will give you some standard integrals of exponential functions. See first one, d by dx of e power x is equal to e power x. Then by using the fundamental rule, integral e power x with respect to x is equal to e power x plus c. See second one, d by dx of a power x is equal to a power x into log a. This formula we can write in another way, d by dx of a power x by log a is equal to a power x. In this case, a should be a positive and it should be not equal to 1. Then, by the fundamental rule, integral a power x dx is equal to a power x by log a plus c. Here a is positive, but it should not be equal to 1. So these are the standard integrals of exponential functions. Now, based on these formulas, let's begin some applications on these standard integrals of exponential functions. See, first question. Evaluate integral a power x minus b power x whole square upon a power x into b power x dx. Here a value positive, b value positive and a value b value should not be equal to 1. So let us discuss the solution of this problem. First of all, I will take the given question as I. Let capital I is equal to the given question, integral of a power x minus b power x whole square by a power x into b power x dx. If you observe the numerator part is in the form of a minus b whole square. So, you can expand that a minus b whole square. So now, the next step is integral a power x whole square plus b power x whole square minus 2a power x into b power x upon a power x into b power x dx. Now, dividing each term of the numerator with the denominator, then what we will get? See here, integral a power x whole square by a power x into b power x plus b power x whole square by a power x into b power x minus 2a power x into b power x by a power x into b power x dx. Now, if you see in the first term, a power x get cancelled. In the second term, b power x get cancelled. In the third term, a power x, b power x, both the terms cancel from the numerator and denominator. Then what is the remaining term? See here, integral a power x by b power x plus b power x by a power x minus 2 dx. If you see the first term here, a power x by b power x can be written as a by b whole power x by using the basic rules from the mathematics. Similarly, the second term is b power x by a power x can be written as b by a whole power x because the numerator term and denominator term both have same power. That's why I am writing combined power. Then the new step is integral a by b whole power x plus b by a whole power x minus 2 dx. By using the basic properties of indefinite integrals, we know that the integral of the sum of a finite number of functions is equal to the sum of the integrals of various functions. So by using this property, the next step will be like this. Integral a by b whole power x dx plus integral b by a whole power x dx minus integral 2 dx. By using one more property of indefinite integrals, see what is the property? The integral of the product of a constant and a function is equal to the constant into integral of a function. So by using this property, the next step is integral a by b whole power x dx plus b by a whole power x dx minus 2 is constant integral 1 dx. That means here first term and second term as it is, third term I applied the property. Now what is the integration of first function? A by b whole power x. A by b whole power x is nothing but a power x form. Here constant is a by b. So what is the integration of a power x? A power x integration is a power x by log a. So by applying that standard formula, a by b whole power x by log of a by b. Similarly for the second function, plus b by a whole power x by log of b by a minus third function 2 is constant, one integration is x, that's why minus 2x plus c. If you see the denominator part of the first two functions, log of a by b, log a minus log b, by using basic formulas from the logarithms concept. From the second term, denominator log of b by a can be written as log b minus log a, and the third term minus 2x as it is plus c. Now first term as it is in the next step. From the second term, on denominator part I am taking minus common. If you take minus common from the denominator, what you will get? Minus b by a whole power x by log a minus log b minus 2x plus c. So this is the answer for the given question. If you want, you can write one more step here. If you take 1 by log a minus log b common, then what you will get? A by b whole power x minus b by a whole power x minus 2x plus c. So I hope you understand this problem. Based on this problem, I will give you one question for self-practice. See question number 2. Evaluate integral 2 power x plus 3 power x upon 5 power x dx. Follow the first question to complete this one. Let us take another model. See question number 3. Evaluate integral e power x log a plus e power a log x plus e power a log a dx. Let us discuss the solution of this question. First of all, I will take the given question as I. So let I is equal to given question. Now, by using basic formulas from logarithms, we know that m log a is equal to log a power m. In each and every term, I am going to apply this formula on the power of e. If you see the first term, the power of e is x log a, which is nothing but m log a form. So this can be written as log a power m. Similarly in second term, log x power a. Similarly in third term, log a power a. Then what you will get the new step? See here, integral e power log a power x plus e power log x power a plus e power log a power a dx. So just I applied this property here. We know one more basic formula from logarithms concept. E power log m base e is equal to m. So by using that property, the first term can be written as a power x, second term can be written as x power a, third term can be written as a power a. Then the new step is this one. Now, by using basic properties from the indefinite integrals, I am going to apply individual integrals for each and every term by using this property. That is equal to integral a power x dx plus integral x power a dx plus integral a power a dx. Now, by using one more property from the indefinite integrals, see this property. By using this property, the third term can be written as a power a into integral 1 dx. See the next step. First integral part, second integral part as it is. In the third integral part, a power a is constant. Constant I wrote outside of integration. Then integral 1 dx by using this property. Now you know all the standard integrals. Integral of e power x is e power x. Integral of a power x is a power x by log a. By applying these two properties, what you will get? So a power x integration is a power x by log a. X power a integration, x power a is nothing but x power n form. X power n integration, x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So the second term is x power a plus 1 by a plus 1. Plus a power a is constant. One integration is x. So a power a into x plus c. So this is the answer for the given question. So we applied here some basic logarithmic formulas also. So better students, you should learn the basic formulas or basic rules from the logarithms chapter also to solve some problems from the indefinite integrals. Now based on this question, I will give one question for our self-practice. See, question number 4. Evaluate integral e power x plus x power e plus e power e dx, where e is constant. Follow third question to complete this one. Now, let us discuss one more model. See, question number 5. Evaluate integral a power x into e power x dx. Let us discuss solution of this question. First of all, I will take the given integral as I. So let I is equal to integral a power x into e power x dx. If you observe here, the power of a and the power of e both same. Then by using mathematics basic rules, this can be written as ae whole power x. So the next step is integral ae whole power x dx. So here clearly ae is the constant. So constant power variable, which is nothing but a power x form. You know what is the integration of a power x. So in the next step I am going to apply integral a power x formula. That means ae whole power x by log ae integration over plus c. The numerator term I am going to write again a power x into e power x by denominator. By using logarithms basic rules, log ab formula log a plus log b. By using that formula, this can be written as log a plus log e plus c. But what is the value of log e? Log e value 1. That's why the final answer is a power x into e power x by log a plus 1 plus c. So this is the answer for the given question. Based on this model, I will give you one question for your self-practice. See here, question number 6. Evaluate integral 4 power x into 3 power x dx. So follow question number 5 to get the answer for this question. Let us discuss one more question. See question number 7. Evaluate integral x by m plus m by x plus x power m plus m power x plus mx plus m power m dx. Observe carefully students. Here m is constant, x only variable. Let us discuss the solution of this question. First of all, I will take the given question as I. Let I is equal to given integral part. Now by using basic properties from the indefinite integral, I am going to apply individual integrals for each and every function. Then the next step is integral x by m dx plus integral m by x dx plus integral x power m dx plus integral m power x dx plus integral mx dx plus integral m power m dx. By using one more property from indefinite integrals, this can be written as 1 by m into integral x dx. Second term m into integral 1 by x dx. Third term as it is, fourth term as it is, and fifth term m into integral x dx. And the last integral part m power m is constant, m power m into integral 1 dx. Now I am going to apply the standard integral formulas. First term 1 by m into integral x. So integral x is nothing but x power 1. X power 1 is nothing but x power n. So x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, which is nothing but x power 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1 plus m into second part integration 1 by x integration is log mod x. Third part x power m is nothing but x power n form. So x power m plus 1 by m plus 1. Fifth integral part. See here m power x, where m is the constant. M power x is nothing but a power x form. You know what is the integration of a power x. So, by using that formula, this can be written as m power x by log m plus m into x integration x power 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1. And the last term, m power m is constant, 1 integration x. So, integration over plus c. Now, just to simplify this one, then the next step is 1 by m into x square by 2 plus m log mod x plus x power m plus 1 by m plus 1 plus m power x by log m plus m into x square by 2 plus m power m into x plus c. So, this is the solution for the given question. In this class, I covered maximum models on exponential functions. I hope you understand. Thank you for watching this video. If you like, subscribe now and share to your friends. Thank you.